Hey, what's up, good people? It's your boy Honest Blade back with another review of the Real Housewives of Dubai. Forgive me for the little slur right there, but we're still gonna keep going. This is episode 8, the Sisterhood of the Traveling Voice Note. First and foremost, before I get started, of course, thank you to everybody who watches my reviews. I appreciate you guys to the moon and back. But this episode right here wasn't a bad episode, but it was more like a slow burn. Because for the most part, this is a pretty chilled episode until the end. It's like the calm before the storm. So we get started. So the episode opens up with Starberry and her husband Sergio in bed. The day after the housewarming with Brooks and Talene and Wafi going at it verbally, of course. And Starberry's just like she's happy that her white sofa that costs like a mortgage is good, but she was still very much annoyed with how Brooks behaved in her house, especially when Brooks did the saging. Even I said that part. That part was wilding. Brooks was like fucking wilding. I would still be mad if a motherfucker came to my housewarming party with sage, like they're blessing my house. Like, how dare you? I'll be so livid. But ultimately, that was about it. And she was actually upset with the whole situation. Means she was also upset about with Wafi Talene, but she understood that Wafi Talene reacted to what Brooks did. And that's not me. Honestly, I get her being mad at everybody, but it's not also just Brooks alone. Brooks did instigate it, but the whole fake talking about Talene while talking about Talene. Gaslighting, basically. So this next scene opens to the girls getting ready for Bali. Shows Sarah talking to Brooks, trying to think Ayan with her family. And then you get Lisa, a nice scene with Lisa and her husband, Rich. Lisa's basically telling Rich she's going away to Bali. Rich is telling her not to work too hard, relax. Lisa just wants to make sure that, after everything that happened at the housewarming party with Wafi cursing at her and the Brooks and stuff like that. And, it's just really, it was ghetto in the words of Lisa, which it was ghetto. But I think when I think of ghetto, not because, black people only can act ghetto. Anyone can be ghetto. Like I say, and shout out to my good friend Damien. Even though the hard ER is supposed to be used to derogatory against black people, I'll call anybody who pisses me off a fucking nigger in a heartbeat. That's just me. But hey, let's move forward. My whole thing is though that wasn't Lisa's fault, and I hope Lisa doesn't put too much of herself on that situation because I'm happy she came through for Brooks. I think it would have been much worse had, she just stayed to the side and sat at the dinner table when Brooks was going at it with Wafi and Talene. I'm glad Lisa was there to kind of calm it down because it could have been real south had it just been left up to Brooks to deal with Wafi and Talene at that time. But ultimately, she has a good heart to heart with her husband. Her husband telling her not to worry about it, enjoy her trip to Bali. And, so she starts getting ready to go to Bali. Meanwhile, unlike the other girls who are like, we're going to go to Bali, Brooks is having second thoughts because of what happened at Starberry's housewarming party. She's considering, like, you know what? I don't think I want to go. I'm not really ready to deal with Talene right now. This, that, and the third. And she's just thinking about it. And Sarah's encouraging her, like, come on. Don't let this situation stop you from having fun. Sarah's been really supportive of Brooks, which I love, but it's considering what happened later on, it makes you question that a lot. But anyways, let's continue the review. So the girls meet at the airport. All the girls are there except for Brooks and Starberry. Starberry shows up with Sergio. At first, the girls are like pissed because they think Sergio's coming to the girls' trip. Mind you, the girls like, nah, the Bali's just for us girls. It's a girls' trip. Why is Sergio coming? But it was like Starberry and Sergio just fucking with them. Because reality, Sergio was going away, but he's going to Spain. Starberry's going with the girls to Bali. So the girls go on the plane. The girls have a good time. They're talking and chatting, just enjoying their long trip to Bali from Dubai. And it's pretty good. And when they land to Dubai, the girls are actually getting along pretty well. Brooks isn't around yet. She comes a little bit much later. The girls are getting along really well. Although at the dinner, the first night dinner, they were talking about the situation that happened at the housewarming party. Ayan does bring up, but Ayan was incorrect because Talene did not chase after Brooke. She did not. Ayan misheard. I'm not sure who told Ayan that, or she just misheard it or said the incorrect thing to be messy. But Talene did not chase after Brooks. Brooks went after Talene and Wafi, because Talene and Wafi actually excused themselves. But Brooks went after Talene and Wafi to confront Talene, and of course Wafi defended his wife. Like I said, I'm gonna say this again. That's his wife. I'm not mad at Wafi for standing up for his wife. I'm mad at Wafi handler got really too aggressive towards Brooks. I feel like Wafi could have defended his wife without getting buck wild with Brooks. That to me is that part pissed me off. Like, nigga, you a whole man. Don't do that. However, Brooks was being very challenging and very combative verbally, not physically, verbally to Talene. And any man's not gonna watch their wife. And like, I'm gay, but I'm not gonna watch someone talk crazy to my boyfriend if I had one or my husband. If I'm heterosexual, I'm not gonna watch no one, no care you're a man or woman, talk crazy to my wife. That's just not something I'm gonna do. Now I'm not gonna get involved with it because in the words of Nene Leaks, you need to stay out of woman's business. But I do wish Wafi handled that particular situation better. But I do give Talene credit. Talene's really, really seems like she wants to rectify that issue with her and Brooks, especially their long friendship of 10 years. Like, Talene does want to rectify, but I think Talene's forgetting her role of how she's handled the situation. I'm cool with her being friends with Thornberry, but with Talene fucked up with me, it's like when she got friends with Thornberry, she discarded Brooks. I felt there was a way for her to handle Brooks' instigating while her doing a complete 180 to her friend. Like, I'm never gonna ditch my longtime friends for new friends unless the longtime friend truly, truly show me that they're not worth fucking with no more. Because at the end of the day, loyalty is a funny thing. You could meet someone for 3 minutes who treat you better than someone who treated you for 3 notes. You could meet someone for 3 hours better, matter of fact, that treats you better, especially better than someone you know for 3 years. So that is very true. But I feel like Talene handled that situation poorly with Brooks. I personally feel like she used Brooks to get close to Starberry, and that's sad. But that's my opinion. I'm not saying that's fact, but that is my opinion, and I stand 10 toes down on it. So they're partying, the girls are having fun. Like, this part right here is really not much to talk about. It's just the girls having fun, being free. Ayan surprised me how fun she really is humping Lisa, like dry humping, not like, and just dance twerking on Starberry. Ayan was a real firecracker, but her personality shows that, which is why I'm kind of disappointed what she did later on, because there's a scene that before, like, the getting close to the episode closing out, Ayan goes to Starberry and Talene, and she's like, I have a voice note that landed in my phone. You're thinking this is something like anonymous. And she plays the recording of the voice note. It's pretty much Sarah, which gets back to what I was talking about earlier. Sarah pretty much speaking ill of Brooks. Like, she's not a fan of Brooks' behavior. Brooks is not acting right. Mind you, every time Sarah and Brooks together, Sarah's always speaking up for Brooks, talking good about Brooks. But on his voice note, she's like, Brooks is acting messed up. Her behavior is deplorable. All that good jazz. It's like, so Sarah, you acting one way in front of Brooks, but when you think no one's listening, you're speaking ill of Brooks. It's like, girl, how the fuck are you doing that? And I love you, Sarah, but how the fuck are you doing that? You can't. And like I say, if I have speaking about my friends, Amy, they did, I'm gonna tell it to my friend directly, or I'm gonna keep that shit to myself. I'm not gonna make sure if I'm saying, I'm gonna use an example. My good friend Jennifer. Let's say if I'm out with my friend Jennifer and she made this I didn't care for, I'm gonna talk about it with her directly, or not talk about it at all. But you're not gonna catch me going around a bunch of people expressing my real feelings, because it's like I'm talking bad about my friend. I don't care if her behavior was justifiable or not. You're not gonna catch me bad mouthing someone I call my friend. You're just not gonna catch me. So I think I was messed up. But what's more messed up was what Ayan did it. Because the thing is, the voice note wasn't some anonymous shit. She received that voice note from Lisa. And when Lisa heard the voice note, and I'm kind of got to go back a little bit, because basically what happened at the second dinner, this is where Brooks is now around. Like, this episode wasn't much to talk about. So I'm kind of like getting to the point. During the dinner, per usual, for the life of me, Starberry and Lisa are just like water and oil. They do not get along. And so Starberry, when she had to talk earlier with Brooks on the boat, this was after Brooks already joined the party. She said that Brooks, I think you were better off as your regular self before you started on this healing journey. Ever since you began this healing journey, you just been different, and I don't like the Brooks that's on her healing journey. So that's the conversation Starberry and Brooks had earlier one on one, which was a cute conversation. And then also like the part where Starberry questioned Brooks about flying on a private jet. I'm not here to say that Brooks did it or she did, but Starberry's reasoning did have sound to it that she did not believe Brooks flew private to Bali. But that's Starberry's opinion, not mine. Next thing, let me get my brain together because I'm kind of just trying to hurry this up. So they're at the dinner again. This is like the night 2 of Bali. During the dinner, the girls are talking as usual, and then Starberry makes it known that she does not care for Brooks' healing journey because she thinks it's doing more harm than good. And then another thing that she didn't like that Sarah speaks for Brooks. In my opinion, I understand Sarah in her mind, she thinks she's helping Brooks out, which yes, but Sarah, you are speaking for Brooks. Starberry is not wrong. When you say you speak on someone else's behalf, that's not them speaking. You're speaking on that person's behalf. And then Saba, and again, I like Saba, and I like Saba can act as an individual, but she literally just went side of it. I don't think Sarah's her real friend. That's her best friend, her close friend right there. Sarah's her actual best friend, where these other girls are someone she just knows because they travel in the same circle. But I think Saba jumped way too quick the back of Sarah, oh, that's my girl. Like, I'm her shadow. Like, I thought that could have been a Sarah and Starberry verbal dispute about Saba interjecting herself, but it is what it is. Starberry obviously pissed off with Saba and Sarah talking about her, and then Lisa chimes in talking about how Starberry is being negative towards Brooks' healing. Like, why would she want Brooks to improve herself? Starberry, now irked, brings up the voice note that Ayan shared with her and Talene earlier. And then Lisa looks at Ayan like, the voice note, and then she's like, about Sarah talking about Brooks. Lisa like, Ayan, I shared that with you between me and you. Why did you let the rest of the group know that? And so Lisa's now upset with Ayan, and Ayan like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't done that, and like you being, and like Lisa like, you being messy, Ayan. Why? I only share that with you to confirm what I was hearing Sarah say about Brooks was accurate. I share that with just you. Why do you share that with Starberry and Talene? Now the whole table knows. Brooks look at Sarah like, you been talking about me? And Sarah's like, what are you talking about? Playing dumb. I like, Sarah, you talk shit about. My whole thing is this. Sarah would have been better for Sarah had to spoke to Brooks prior about that. But I guess she didn't think no one recorded her saying it. And it's like, you're on a reality television show. Chances are someone recorded you talking shit. High chances are someone recorded you talking shit about your friend. And nothing juicier than find out our so-called friends actually talking about one another behind closed doors in the housewife world. So that's that. So ultimately, this episode was fine. I wasn't blown away, but I wasn't bored either. I hope the Real Housewives of Dubai keeps getting good views. I know last week did really well for the show, better than normal. It still needs to be higher, but they're better than normal. And I do apologize for anyone who does watch this, that if you felt that I was jumping around too much, I'm not in the best mood. I was very grouchy for like majority of the day. I just now started to calm down, but I felt very, very wrathful earlier. And every little thing has kind of got on my fucking nerves. Quite honestly, I just don't know. I just kind of feel like I'm gonna choke the world, but it's not. And I'll choke myself. I don't know. That's how angry I be sometimes. But that's pretty much a review of the Real Housewives of Dubai, episode 8. Leave your thoughts in the comments. And that's all I gotta say. Ciao.